Hey y'all, it's Finkel. So today I'm going to do an install of Trevor's XB LED fogs that he offers from the retrofit source, the Morimoto ones. And I'm going to do some how-to parts on the video just to make it easier for everybody else. And I'm going to do, I've already taken some before pictures of the straight back Blazer fogs with some Morimoto HIDs and a HID kit from Morimoto all installed to what the XB LEDs look like on the same wall afterwards. So I've taken some before pictures and videos, and I'll do some after pictures and videos once the install is done. So I'll show you some tips on just how to make everything easier. Enjoy the video. All right, everybody, it's Finkel. So I've already jacked the truck up. I have it on jack stands. Then next thing I'm going to do is remove this lower grill assembly. Pull this out. And the way you do that is just kind of insert your fingers into it and then give it a nice pull. I've already broken mine free, so I'm just gonna pull it out. As you can see, there's just 4 clips on top and 2 clips on bottom that hold it in place. They just kind of snap into these little retainers here. So pull that out. Then take an 11mm wrench or socket, whatever you can fit in there. And on each side of each fog, there's gonna be 2 little bolts that screw into the metal frame of the fog light housing that comes with this straight back fog lights to get them out. So I'll do that and I'll be back with the next steps. All right, so the Blazer fogs are out. That took all of just a couple of minutes. I mean, you just really have to remove these 4 little bolts here. So like I say, there's 1 on each side. And for those of you who may buy these to put them in, I left the factory little mount bracket there and used it to, instead of a nut on the inside, they kind of have a built-in threaded female insert there. But anyways, so they're out. Now what's left to do is to trim the inside of this bucket here so that the XB can mount flush against the back of what's there. Because what's there right now is shaped for this and to mount the fog lights, the stock fogs or the Blazer fogs, all mount pretty perfectly to what's there. But the XB LEDs, we're gonna have to trim and make it flush and then drill a couple of holes to run bolts through. So I'll be back. I'm gonna take a couple of measurements and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so the next step, the fog lights are out. And what you can see on the back of this bumper, there's a couple of tabs here where the original fog light mount snapped into place back there. So we're gonna trim those tabs off that were connected through these grooves. So the semicircle groove around the top, and then these 2 small ones at the bottom. We're going to trim those off of the inside of here. See if I can get a better picture. So there's 1 here, 1 on the other side, and then there's a larger one that runs around the top. And we'll trim all 3 of those off and make a nice flat surface on the back side of this. So then the Morimoto fog can get mounted flush against here. And then we'll drill a couple of holes and mount the fog light. Okay, so I've removed the tabs and sanded this down perfectly smooth inside. So we have a nice flush surface for the fog light to mount to. As you can see, nice and smooth. Now, one of the things you want to do before you go connecting the fog lights is you're going to make sure they're only going to work one way. Fog lights are polarity specific, so you have to make sure you know which wire goes on which side of your plug. So they're gonna come with the plug separate. So you need to make sure there's a tab on the plug that's gonna go into the slot here, or the holder for the tab here. So right now I know that red is gonna be on the right for the passenger side. And for the driver's side, I'm sorry, that was the driver's side. And for the passenger side, red's also going to be on the right. Let's see if I can show you. So red's also going to be on the right. If you switch them the other way, say you put them in the plug, they're the wrong way, you plug them in, they don't work, you'll have to flip them around and move the polarities to the other side. So I'll get these 9006 connectors put on here and then I'll start mounting them up. I'll be right back. So like I said, red's going to go on the right. So just push the connectors in until you can kind of see them coming through. Then I'm going to grab a pair of needle nose and just pull them a little bit till they click into place. And this should be about it. So you're going to pull them from the back side to make sure that they're in all the way. And then you'll be able to just take these, plug them back in, press the fog light back into place, and then we'll just drill holes and get them mounted. So you're going to do both sides exactly the same. So for me, red was right for this with the nipple out. So I want to show you how much we need to shave off of the inside of this. This is the lower fog light grill. So you can see I've shaved it down to probably about a ½ an inch on the top side and a ¼ of an inch on the bottom side. And if you look at it from the top angle, you can see I'm pretty far in. And then we flip this around and show you what the other side looks like. So I mean, it sticks out way past the clips, and you know, basically trimmed off about 3/4 of what's there, so that the new fog lights can fit. Because what happens is the new fog lights fit more flush against here, and they're wider. So in order for this to fit in, you just have to trim this out and make it fit the wider fog light. So I'll do the other side, and then I'll pop this in, and we're done. All right, so I'm back at my original location where I showed you the straight back Blazer fogs against the wall. So as you can see, the two little pieces of tape there, I parked about 5 feet away from the wall, marked my cutoff line. Now I've backed up, say 20 feet. I'm gonna just took a little rag and covered up one fog light at a time. I'm gonna go under and adjust the fog lights until they're both back at that cutoff line. On these, it's again, well, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. When you do lefty-loosey, you're gonna bring in the fog lights down. So I'm gonna go under there, turn them left, and bring those down just a little bit, and we'll make another video in just a second. So we're set, everything's level. Even 20 feet back, I have the cutoffs in the right location. And the cool thing about these is, kind of like projectors, they don't put the light out. And I don't know if the video will show it or not, until you come down past the cutoff. And you can see, you know, you still get that nice little cutoff. But they're not bright at all. You're not just throwing a whole bunch of light out. The only thing I've noticed, and I'm gonna turn the phone sideways and it's gonna probably drive some of you nuts, is they do have a slight curve. So the fog lights aren't exactly level. And even if I just cover up one, which I'm just gonna cover one, you can see it's kind of curved. I'm gonna cover up the other one. You can see it's just kind of curved, ever so slightly, up on each side, but most of the light's going right out in the middle of that. And where it curves up on the left and the right, it's not that bright. The good part about that is it'll illuminate signs in the sides of the street and stuff for you, but it puts most of the light right out in front. I gotta tell you, it's a huge difference over the stock fogs, and a major improvement over even the straight back fogs with the 6500K Morimoto HID kit installed. It's at least double the light output. Here's kind of what they look like on the ground in front of the truck, and then the spread just gets really wide. Even on this wall, I'm about 20 feet away from the wall, and you can see it's got a huge spread, and then the wall cuts off, and that other wall's about a parking space deep, and it's lit it up just as good. Definitely worth it. The only thing left to do now is the little grill that goes in front of the fog lights. I have to take that grill and just grind down the area that would normally have recessed into the holes around the fog lights. You're gonna grind that back just a little bit, and then I'm done. I'll be able to snap it back in place. I'll take a video of that when I get back to the house, and we'll wrap this bad boy up. All right, everyone, so the fog light install is done. The truck's put back together. I gotta say, they're way better than stock, and definitely better than the Blazer fog aftermarkets, even running 6500K HIDs from the retrofit source, all Morimoto parts. These are the fogs here. Let's see if I can bring them into view that Trevor sent me. So that's what's in the truck now. you have seen in the videos how the output is. I also have a couple of pictures that I'll share around. They're just images of the light on the road. And the install altogether probably took me more than 2 hours. Just to make it easier, I pulled the front bumper. I've had the front bumper off many times for different reasons during installation of different things. So that was an easy thing for me to do. Most of you guys are probably going to try to do it with the bumper on the truck, which is possible. But as far as pulling the old fog lights out and sanding everything down or cutting it down and then making it smooth, for me, everything's all about getting it right the first time and not having to do it over and over again and just making it easier. So easier for me was just pull the bumper off, which is just removing a few little clips under here. You already have that little grill out. There's 2 bolts here and a clip here behind the grill, which you just pull that front grill out. And then on the back corner of the bumper on each side, here and here is another clip. And then behind the bumper on each corner is well, you've seen them before. Some people have ripped them off, so a lot of people are nervous about removing those. But if you just reach in behind the bumper, take your finger and push the clip in, and then pull straight forward on the bumper, you'll be able to, you can feel it, you'll be able to pull the bumper right off. So for me, pulling the front bumper off is just a 5-minute job. Would I do it again? Hell yeah. 2 hours, 2.5 hours total, and everything put together, spread out over a couple of days, and then definitely twice the output of normal. So I would definitely do it again. It's well worth the $150, $160. I don't even remember what the cost of the kit was from Trevor, but I say go for it. And if you have any questions, reach out to me. Thanks, guys. So this is a 2007 Trailblazer with the straight back blazer fogs with 5000K HIDs. Showing the output before I add the XB LED fogs from Trevor. You can see they're pretty well aimed. I'm about 20 feet away from the wall.